Katelyn as well. Doing a little beach fishing, pompano fishing specifically. I'm gonna show you kind of what we've learned through this trip. We've had next to no success the past few days. Yesterday in the afternoon we got on a good bite. Just gonna kind of dumb it down, and I mean, I've watched 100 videos about how to catch pompano in this area. I've tried everything. This is what worked. Not to say that this is definitely a fishery where you got to be constantly changing, whether it's your rigs, whether it's single hook, double hook, you know, what size sinker you're using. Sometimes maybe the fish are a little spooky and you got to, you know, size it down, use one hook, a smaller weight, different bait. Obviously, you know, sand fleas are the big go-to, and that's what I tried to fish the first 3 days. Yesterday I finally bought some just frozen shrimp from the tackle shop, and that seemed to be what the fish wanted. So as I got that first bite, I still had one with the sand flea, one with the shrimp. Once the shrimp got eaten, the sand flea didn't. I switched all the rods to just straight shrimp with fish bites, topper, and the bite just went absolutely nuts. Obviously a school had come through, so I don't know if they would have ate the sand fleas just as good, but that was what worked for us yesterday. So I'm going to show you the tackle we're using. I don't have surf rods. I'm literally using rods that I use as my flatline rods when I'm on the boat pitching, you know, pilchards out the back of the boat. So I've got 8 foot rods rigged with, you know, 5,000 to 6,000 size spinning reels. Probably a little overkill, but like I said, I didn't buy anything specifically for beach fishing. This is new to us. What I did, a lot of people I think tie their braid directly to their pompano rig. I actually added probably a good 4-foot section here of 20-pound mono, not fluorocarbon. I don't think that really makes that big of a difference personally on any fish, but so I used mono 20-pound down to the barrel swivel that comes with the pompano rig. I was using a lot of literally just every color combination with these floats, and this is the rig that worked best, was just the neutral white. I was trying, you know, they said dirty conditions, use bright colors, orange, pinks, you know, all sorts of crazy color combinations when the water was a little dirtier. We actually found some cleaner water, so I went down smaller hooks, white float, and I think this main line's probably 20 or 25 pound, down to a 3-ounce Sputnik sinker. This just helps you hold bottom. They work really well. In the past when I've done this, I've always used pyramid sinkers and my bait's just rolling all around. This was one of the first things in the videos I was watching, was get these Sinker Guy Sputnik sinkers. They work amazing. So now that we're rigged up, we're going to take you over here and show you how I'm baiting these up. So as you see, we've got our shrimp, our sand fleas, and the choice for this is another thing that you can switch up. I mean, there's shrimp fish bites, there's sand flea, there's clam. I think there's a few other ones. Yesterday what worked good for us was the clam in this orange color, and really I think most of the videos I had seen, people were cutting pretty good, you know, inch and a half chunks and putting them on with their sand flea or their shrimp. I'm literally just using maybe a 3/8 half-inch square just to keep the, you know, using frozen bait. I didn't get these fresh, so once they thaw out, they become really, you know, just soft, and they'll just fall right off the hook. So that was the big thing, is that fish bites has a mesh in it that stays on the hook really well. So that's kind of what holds your bait on those hooks still. So we're gonna rig this up same as yesterday. We'll start off with one hook's gonna have shrimp, one hook's gonna have sand flea. So I'm gonna show you now what I like to do with this. You know, just get yourself a little piece of these frozen shrimp. Come to my hook now. small hooks. So I'm just gonna try to thread this on there a couple times. I was trying to get covert with it, hide the hook in there, but honestly I think you just want to try to keep it to where it's staying on. So there's our bait. Now I'm gonna take a little square of the Fish Bites clam flavor. This stuff's kind of hard to get on the hook. And I'm just gonna kind of thread that on there, and that'll just kind of hold your bait on there a lot better. Otherwise you'll probably throw it off using frozen bait. So like I said, we're gonna do, top one's gonna be shrimp, bottom one's gonna be sand flea. So I'm gonna take my sand flea, go towards the back here, and just kind of, once you get in there, it's like hooking any crab with the shell. You want to kind of just work it back and forth so you're not punching through that shell and cracking it. And there we go. That's our sand flea. Same thing. Cut a little piece. Thread that on there. Boom. Just like that. And now we are rigged up and ready to cast. Like I said, these are my standard 8-foot rods. A lot of people will use, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13, all the way up to like 15-foot, you know, surf rods. Obviously that just helps you generate a much longer cast. The beach we're at is actually got a really deep trough right off the beach, so it's amazing. If you look out there, you can see the second bar is quite a bit out there, but yesterday we caught a lot of fish in this trough. So I mean, the extra distance would be nice, but it's not necessary. I didn't feel like I needed to spend a lot of extra money to come out and target these. We're just gonna get this out here. Right in that trough. I mean, with this 8-foot rod and this 3-ounce weight, I can fling it pretty far, you know, but obviously if you're in a spot where you need to get over that second bar, you're going to need probably a 11, 12, 13-foot rod, maybe even bigger. And there's a lot of videos on surf casting techniques. I'm not familiar with that. I'm just, you know, out here doing what we normally do, using the similar techniques that we normally do when we're fishing all other, you know, across Florida. So nothing specific for surf fishing here. We're just using our standard tackle. Picked up these rod holder spikes, you know, from Walmart for I think $7. Keep your line high above the breaking surf. And then when we're fishing these, we want to do somewhat of a light drag. The first fish we caught yesterday, luckily Katelyn saw it. It almost pulled the rod in the water. That would have been, you know, the rod wouldn't have gone anywhere from a small pompano, but it's still, you know, you don't want to keep your reel in sand and salt water. So now we got this bait out. We're gonna do the same thing with the other rod, deploy the same bait, and we'll go from there, see if we get some bites. All right, guys, just got the first one of today. Nice little fish, 12-incher. Got the baits back out. Katelyn ran to the car for something, so I didn't get video of that one actually being landed, but I'm gonna throw the GoPro on my head because usually once they come through, there'll be more. All right, stay tuned.